I'm Shawna Lee. This is Infinity Readings, and this will be the reading for Leo for the spring equinox season of 2026. So we're going to get into the cards here, the Above and Below series. The first card that we get for you, Leo, is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is not your element. This is earth element. So that means that we may be unusually slow for our own character. We may be slowing down our life a bit here to kind of, what do you call that? Smell the roses kind of thing, slowing things down. And here is somebody gardening. You may literally be doing that at this time, or engaging in things, right in front of you. The here and now is what I'm saying, because I think the Leos used to flitting about and their universe flying by so fast that they really, like, where have I been? What have I done? Like, what, they're losing track of themselves here. So I feel like the Knight of Pentacles would be a good vibe to get into, is slow things down, engage in your environment and just kind of be in the now. Yeah. I feel like this is good for your soul, this energy. Okay. So as we move forward, the next card that we get is 15 to 16, the Tower. This usually comes about when there's something suddenly shocks us. Like here, a cup spilt on the floor and it's almost like she's in a rage. Something may... Are we having a hard time settling down our energy? It's making us mad. This could be. Or something may happen during this time of us slowing things down that may be kind of abrupt and unsettling. Okay, we'll just leave it there because I'm not getting any more energy other than just, something here is throwing us off. And I think the immediate goal is to relax and enjoy life, and something may interrupt that. Okay, let's move on into the future card here on the 3D plane. What do we get, Leo? Four of Wands. Okay, see, whenever I get this Four of Wands, it's like we're kind of numb. We're numbing out to certain things. But I also feel like we were so fast that everything was a blur. So which way are we going here? It's like, but I feel like this Tower is what is hinging on us feeling numb. We may have a shocking event come in our path here that really throws us off, like we don't know how. And the sense they're giving me is it's a good thing we slowed our own lives down before this happened, because if we were flooding about like we normally would, I don't know if we'd be handling this any better, right? So there might be something happening to the Leo here that's kind of shocking. Okay, I get an uneasy feeling there. So as we move into the Curious Creatures cards, to kind of expand on the Knight of Pentacles, again, energy of absorbing our surroundings more, staying in one spot, and slowing life down. What do we get on top of there? Get the Ace of Cups. Okay. Ace of Cups is good. It's about loving, caring feelings. We may, this slowing down allows us to think about love of another person, love of self, love, period, of exchanging love with another. It seems like, I don't know if we work in a fast-paced environment or we just are a fast-paced person, that we like to go out and do things that it's like life is just zipping by. And we're not sniffing the roses anywhere, any place. So that's, the universe wants you to do that. And they will throw things in your way so to make you slow down. But I think we are deciding instinctively on our own, slow the life down. I got to take a minute here because things are going too fast, right? I feel like that's the Leo. And in that slowing down, I feel like the reason for that is because, you know what? I want to find someone outside of me that I love and care for. So if we're a workaholic or we're overworked or something like this, where life is speeding up, we want to slow down long enough. Why? Because we want to look for a partner. Like I kind of want to share with another. This is what I get, because this Ace of Cups is always the overflow. It's overflowing. So we have enough love in ourselves to give to another. So technically we could do this and not have any problems. The only strategy here that might cause some problems is this red. We have, what is that? Like an octopus, right? Tentacle that's wrapping around this cup. that's the speed of life I think you were on. You were on this track of life, and in order to get your tentacles around that love cup, we had to slow things down. This is kind of the sense they're giving me. I don't know if we understood this and that's why we're slowing our life down. It's because, you know what, I need to like settle down. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. And because of that, what happens? Usually it's like, yeah, we'll think of getting married or whatever. So somebody might be a speed demon here, and they are going about life in too fast, too over quick of a pace, and they're needing to slow down. I feel like they've felt that intuitively, and this is that in spades here. We're starting to think about loving another partner is really what I get. The Ace of Cups is all the thoughts and loving feelings before it turns into an actual physical person. So it's like, yeah, I have a love to give and da-da-da. Now I got to figure out if I can find someone that I want to do that with, that kind of thing. And we do have to slow down long enough to think and look for that person, because if we're all speeding here from here to there and we don't take a break, everything speeds by us. Yeah, including a loving partner, right? If we don't stay still long enough. So this Tower card, what do we get to expand on there from the Curious Creatures deck? The Emperor. Oh. The Emperor is the guy that's in charge. He takes charge of his life. I feel, Leo, you're very much in this way. You're willing to take charge of your life. You're willing to slow it down. Again, something happens here and they're not giving me nothing. It is something that it may be the exact reason why we are slowing down. Some kind of a shocking event happened that, oh, okay, we can't go no more. We can't go down this road no more the way we were going. Something happened here. And I feel like it's universally driven. One, to make you slow down, and two, to make you understand that if you do want a partner, you do have to adapt a little bit here with the way our life is going. So it's like it's something that wouldn't be conducive to having a partner the way that we are living our life. And if we look at it linear, it'd be like, yeah, I can't continue doing that if I want a partner. So something's got to give here. And I feel it hinged on this abruption in our life. Something happened to create a stalling of energy where we couldn't go down the same road. It could be a job loss that suddenly made us do things differently. It could be just an eruption in our life that we couldn't go down a certain road. It prevented us from going down a road. And the reasoning is because it's for our highest good. Now, the Emperor energy here, the walrus, is like, do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear? I feel like the Leos kind of got their own, wishes, hopes, and dreams. I feel like they're stockpile of energy for that. I feel like that was going in that direction that they got cut off of. So I feel like the Leo's kind of sitting here going, well, I was trying to manifest all this and things were going great, and now all of a sudden it's blocked. Why is it blocked? Like they're having a, what do you call that? Like a confusion cycle because of this abrupt ending that come. But the thing is, it's there because this new path that we come up with is going to be better than the old path. But we haven't, it's like we're in betwixt here, is the sense. So it could be like a move or a job change or something like this, that we figured we were going on the fast track in one direction and it kind of got cut off. And I'll tell you, energetically, there are avenues that are just getting cut off all over the place. And the reason they're getting cut off is because of the frequency that they hold. They do not hold the ideal frequency for the Leo, so it has to be shut down. And unfortunately, we were driving this one right to the end of the road. And we didn't see that we had to change lanes here. You know, we had to jump tracks here. We didn't see that. We kept going until the end, and then it's like, oh, suddenly we're being moved to a different track and things are going to change. And I feel like we're kind of taking it in stride, but also we're a little irritated. because it's like, well, I already put so much thought process energy in this one direction. Now I got to stop and reboot. Like, that's annoying because I'm used to speed and I want to go fast, and now you're slowing me down again. Part of this is for your highest good, and it may be just to introduce you to an energy field of someone that we may want to open our world up to. And if we do that in the proper manner, we might have to change a few things. And this time that we have in this void, if you will, it will do us good to learn how to slow down, because I feel like, yeah, there's a partner here, but it's not in the physical. But we got a few cards to go here. So let's get into the future. This Emperor, I feel very much, Leo, you are not going to allow anybody to push you around or whatever, even universal forces. But I think you understand the way things work, the dynamics of energy and flow and what I want to manifest and whatnot. And the reasoning is because it's not for your highest good to continue down this road any further. I got to say that. Next, we got to adapt to a new road. And there is some resistance there. So as we go into the future energy, again, the Four of Wands, I feel like it's a numbing of energy, because everything that we put all our thought processes in is now ended. Now we have to start over, and we're dumbfounded. It's like, what? We're stunned. Like, we don't know how to shift gears almost. So on top of that Four of Wands, that's the dumbfounded energy. It's like we're just kind of numb. On top of that, we get the Four of Swords, which is 2 fours here. There's 3 fours here. That's resistance to me. 4 it can be a negative number, especially in the Asian countries and whatnot. It's it's the death number. It's the end number. We've come across this. So we're dealing with the end of something, and we're unable to process this new beginning because we still want to go down that road that we're blocked from. Okay. So we got to be careful there not to fight too much that energy, because it's not for our highest good. But no matter, we are tired, and we didn't realize how tired we were until we got stopped. This could be part of the problem. Universally, we got stopped this road. It's no more. We can't do that. And even though that's something we, may have even had a vision board for this, one of those where you just, you had everything lined up. And the universe is saying, we know what is best for your highest good 10, 20 years down the road. This wouldn't have led to that. And it would have actually pulled you off track slowly but surely. And again, we can't see that from our vantage point. So this is all having faith in a higher power to lead the way. And the sense here is the Leo's frustrated because they thought they knew. That's that Emperor energy. I knew what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And the universe is trying to convince you that we got a better way. And I think the Leo's not quite convinced yet. But they do realize that because of whatever happened here, the end of the road that came, they are tired, and they do need a break. And they do, because it's kind of like the lifting of the black cloud. It's like something happened, stop this lane from going one step further, and that's the black cloud hitting you. It's like, what? What are you talking about? No, this is what, And now the Leo has to recalibrate all their energy sources to accept. And what they're realizing in the interim here is that, okay, now I'm being stopped and I don't know where to go from here, because I had all my investment mentally, physically, emotionally, all in that one area. What am I going to do? Well, I need to take a break, first of all. And well, first they go numb because they're like in shock. Okay. Then secondly, now they're feeling the tiredness. It's like I put all that energy and I feel an energy drain. And that's the Four of Swords. It's like, oh man. And that's also like the sloth. How fitting, because they move so slow through life. And I feel like the Leo was just zipping with their fire element, going everywhere. This was what was going on. And they need to slow it down no matter. That's the bottom line here, is you need to slow down in your life. And there may have been a disruption in your life in order to make that happen for you, because we would have kept putting it off, right? It's kind of like an obsessive, like, I gotta go. But what are you going for? I don't know, but I gotta go. Like this kind of thing. And it's like, no, slow down. Stop and smell the flowers a little bit. So that's the Four Swords. But for this Leo, they're just tired. And they didn't even realize they were tired because they were just going on fumes, right? And it's like we get stunned. And then we realize, wait a minute, because we're standing still. Well, I'm actually tired. I need a nap. So then they got to lay down, right? This is what's happening on the 3D plane. We're getting stopped spiritually, emotionally, physically from something going any further. And the physical body is starting to say, yeah, can we please take a rest? But again, we weren't letting that in because the fire can burn shit up, right? So Four Swords, that's where we end up in the future. I feel like we're just shocked at what at this path being broken. Let's get into the alien cards and see what we expand on. For the Ace of Cups, now, again, that's an introduction of love. And we may have been going so darn fast through life that we weren't able to feel love profoundly or share love profoundly, which is the whole point of being here, is sharing the love, right? So we may not have been doing that to the utmost degree. I don't think we're an unloving person. I think we can be very highly capable of love, but if we don't stay in one spot long enough, nobody's going to feel it. You know what I mean? It's going to be just little firecrackers of energy, little poppers. But you want a slow, nice fire burn, right? To stay in your moment and find a partner and instead of flitting from here to there. So anyway, the Ace of Cups, the aliens, what do they have to say about things? The Sun, yeah. It's good to think about love, isn't it? And it's good to slow down with the Knight of Pentacles because he's the one that just stays put. He just stays put. He's steady where he's at, and he just slowly plugs away at things, and he accomplishes. And nothing, no mold grows under his feet, but at the same time, he is enjoying life to a deeper degree than the Leo could flitting about because they're feeling things deeper. They're allowing things in because it feels like life is just a I don't know, it's like a race car for the Leo. They just go here, there, and therefore they're not really absorbing, right, life like they could be. And this is what the universe is trying to do, and they're trying to do that to gain you a partner, whether you're open to that or not. I feel like that's the goal of the universe, is shooting down, because we want you to think about love, and we want you to think how you can feel love and how you can gain love and how you can give love, all of that. And how do we do that? By finding a partner that's worthy of our love and of sharing, right, of what we got. And I feel like this Leo's more than worthy. It's just, can they stay in one spot long enough? And I don't feel like they're the cheating type or whatever. I think the Leo can be very regal and loyal. But again, you got to be in one spot long enough to attract that partner. Even if you want a partner that's like you still got to be in one spot to build that energy, right? There's no energy build here. It's just little sparks all over the place. And we want a little fire to grow here. That's what's going. Okay. On top of the Emperor energy, what do the aliens have to say here? The Page of Pentacles. Wow. We may be chasing after some financial opportunities. We may have been cut off from one. We may have had a disruption in a certain lane of thought that, is cut off at this time. And I do feel like it's a financial thing that happened. So maybe we lost a significant amount of money, or something happened with the job that it included money. Now, the Emperor is never short of opportunities. He has a lot of connections he can make. So I don't feel like we're strapped here. I think the Leo, again, he had his sights set on this lane way, and it's just been taken away. It's just taken out of the mix, and he's shocked that that's what's happened. So now that that's happened, we have to recalibrate again. I'm repeating myself. So as we move to the future here, the Four Swords, I do feel we come across a point here where we slow down, and then we realize that our soul is tired. We need a rest, and we may need a vacation where there's no demand on us to do anything. We just do what we want to do, rather than, I feel like we're always seeking to the point where we're not ever appreciating anything. We're just going from here to there. Like the Knight of Wands energy is really what I feel. But the Four Swords comes in the future because we need rest from this that we didn't even realize we needed, but we're going to get it because this eruption happened. It's going to come through. Like, it's kind of, we're going to be frustrated by it, but we're going to give into it because that's all we can do. We don't know what else to do. So on top of the Four Swords, what do the aliens have to say? Seven of Wands. Yeah, we might be a little defensive as we go forward. This is whatever happened here, whether it's a financial crisis or a job crisis or whatever. Again, I feel like we're fully prepared to recover, but it's the shock of the whole thing. Like, we just didn't think this laneway would close up on us. We just thought, and it could be a relationship that we thought was going to be the one and it didn't turn out, or it could be a job that we just thought that we were secure and it turned out to be wrong, right? This kind of thing. I feel in the future we're going to wake up from our slumber of rest. We're going to be a little defensive because of what's happened here. So let's move on to the fourth, last final row here. On top of the sun, going back to that energy, I feel like the universe is smiling upon you, taking a rest and thinking about your life, reorganizing things, taking the time to sit in one place. I think they are smiling on that. So the sun card on top of that from Metatron says what? Ooh, ether, beyond matter and akasha. So this could have to do with situations where there's a life path that needs to be followed here, and we may have gotten off track to a certain degree. I don't feel like we're too far, like maybe 2-3 degrees here, but yeah, the Akashic record is what they're saying. There is something that is meant to come in our path at this time. And if we were going on that other path, it wouldn't be allowed. And this is like destiny and fate and all of that. So we have to stop this road so we can accept our fate and destiny. This is what this has to do. When we're talking about ether, that is way above your pay grade, way above anything you can think of even. It's your life path that is printed. I think in life there's certain things that are written and there's certain things that aren't, that are malleable, that you can reject or whatever. But those things that are written, man, they are not going to be sidestepped. They are meant to go in your path no matter, for the soul's good, right? And again, highest good, I get that here. So yeah, it's all in the ethers and whatnot. I don't feel like this Leo, I feel like they're a grounded person. I feel like they have a spiritual side and they have a physical side, and the physical side is way fast. The spiritual side kind of takes a back seat, but it's there when we need it, but we don't tap into it too often, this kind of thing. And I feel like maybe they want you tapping in there a little more. You might understand things from a different vantage point. And I don't, like, again, I get an irritation, but I don't feel like we're not above understanding intellectually what's going on, but it would just not go in there. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, again, there may be opportunities here that have shut down, or there's eruptions in them that are allowing us not to go in this way no more. We suddenly have to reboot. On top of that energy, what does Metatron have to say? Red, action, desire. Yeah, we're very action oriented. We desire to be flitting about everywhere, seeing how they're showing me someone shaking hands with everybody and talking to everybody. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's great and wonderful. We are doing what we need to do in that way. But our soul, there is something greater, grander here that is meant to happen. And I do feel it's a partnership. And if you're flitting about and just tapping, shaking people's hands and going away, we're not going to get our partner that way. We're just going to keep moving, right? And they want you to stay in one space long enough so they can bring that partner in so you can think about things in a different kind of way. Yeah, there's something about that action and desire. Again, the octopus tentacles, right? We had it from the Ace of Cups. There it is. And the sense is like, I grab life. Leo's going, I grab life. I do. And now they're not allowed to do what they want to do, so they have to think a little differently. Try not to be combative with the energy that is presented here. It's what they're telling me. And that red energy, we're going to want to flit off in another direction real quickly, and they're going just resonate a little longer in it. We don't discourage you from making that decision, but just resonate in the relaxing mode for a little longer and see if we don't see things a little clearer. And if it's meant to go, then we'll just see that more clearly and feel that more clearly. Yeah, there's something about staying still for a little bit to kind of just resonate in one place. Yeah, there's somebody that just moves around a lot. Whether you're physically moving around and you don't absorb, or you're literally like flying here to there and like across the globe and stuff like this. Something to do with that. Now, the Seven of Wands, in the future, I feel like we kind of succumb to this numbing energy, and we may even take a time out and absorb our life at this time, and we are going to feel some defensive energy here. I don't feel it's highly. I just feel like we got our guard up against where we're going to go from here. So the Metatron card on top of that is a Caduceus. Okay. Expanding knowledge. Now, this could also have to do with health. And again, I got the feeling that once we stop long enough, it's like our whole soul can catch up with the body, and then suddenly we feel tired. So there may be some exhaustion issues that we're having in our physical field of the body that maybe need to be paid attention to here, because this is kind of like the medical symbol to me. Now, we have this sexual vitality in tow here. I'm not going to get on that side so much. If you want to hear about that, go to Rumble. I have the X-rated readings over there, where we may or may not get into these fields, right? But I allow that. Like Rumble will allow that. So I put a reading of R there, and then if we go into that area, I just expand with whatever energy they give me. But here, I feel like there's a sexual vitality that's wrapped up in, because they're showing me like a satchel that's tightly tied up. So it's like our passionate side of, even though I feel like the Leo's passionate after what they go after for work and all that, so they're very passionate, but on the intimate side, they may not be letting that out at all. And we may have, it's kind of like they're showing me the box putting in the corner. Like that part we put in the corner. So we may have some issues there to work out. But again, if we're looking for a partner, we got to think about those issues. And that may be part of the reason why they want you to stop and heal, right? And when we're talking about healing, and there's a reason, like I sat with my guides and I said, I want to introduce some sexual energy, because people, they don't talk about sexual issues. They don't. And we need to talk about them, because if there's problems, we have to lift them up so they can acknowledge, go, yeah, I do have problems with that. Yeah, I do have to deal. Okay, maybe I'll think about that. This kind of stuff. And sexual vitality, that means being free with your energy, able to engage with a partner and not have any hang-ups. And I feel like, again, they're showing me the box closed up in the corner, tucked away. So that tells me that there's things in our sexual side that need to be dealt with in order to become an equal partner for someone, if we are thinking about the love. And I think this is all premature, right? We're very premature, because I think the Leo's not yet wanting to get into that partner side, but they're starting to think, yeah, it would be nice to have a partner. It would be nice. But again, we got to slow our life down. Whether we get a fast-paced person or not, we have to change some elements here of speed. The speed demon is here, and we got to change that. That's got to be more malleable. Especially, if you family is something. It's one thing to have a partner, and it's another thing to expand the family. Then you want to be more solid. So these are things to think about, right? And then I think that the Leo's kind of pushing that off. And if we do get a partner that comes at us in a passionate kind of way, I feel like our defenses are going to be up, because we got some issues there. I'm not going to get into that. But again, if If it's meant to come out, or if you're interested in the reading enough, it will come out in the energy through Rumble. So look for that. Infinity readings, no space. I don't know if I have the 008 or one in there, but I think, yeah, for some reason, every time I start a web page, it opens up 2 pages. Two worlds, and then one stops at a certain point, and then it continues on with the other one. So there are, just look for the logo, the similar logo to the one I got here on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, because we may expand on that energy. I just go with what I'm given, and they give it. If they don't, and if it's more of a major issue that we really do gotta conquer, it'll come out in those readings. Or something we need to look at that we're not currently looking at, it'll come out in those readings. So expanding your knowledge, there may be some health issues we have to deal with. I feel like they're minor. I feel like it's exhaustion. I feel like we're exhausted and we really didn't even realize it. If that's possible, this Leo, it's possible. That's what's going on. Until you stop them and say, whoa, then it's like the tiredness is catching up to them, right? So take the moments you need to rest and rejuvenate, whatever that is for you. Don't make any demands on the self other than relaxing and enjoying life to the fullest in this way. I feel like, because they're going, yeah, that's what they think they're doing when they're going at a fast pace. And to a high degree, they are. They're in their element. But they need to learn to adapt to a slower pace of life, because we are realizing, and the reason we're feeling it is because we're realizing that there is something missing here, or we're missing, or we're going too fast for life to catch up. This is what. So just slow things down a bit. Things will come into alignment. So the astrological tarot card that we have for you, Leo, that was highly energized. Yes. The sun card, that's 2 suns, man. You are highly protected. Your field is highly guarded. When I get the sun card, that's like the highest of vibrational energy. So I don't feel we're very far off track. And I think the reason we feel it so strongly, this irritation, is because we know we're on the right track, and we know we're doing the right thing, and we know. And yes, to a certain degree we are, but yeah, they're showing me the door just open a sliver, and they go, we want to open that sucker open. And that's that partner. And there's a reluctance to go in there. I don't know if this person's just kind of like, they've been on the dating scene and just kind of had some bad luck and just kind of shut the door, and we're kind of apprehensive to open it back up again. Or we just are defending against, because we do have some issues there in a box in the corner that we don't want to open up. And if we get in a relationship, we kind of have to open it up, and we don't want to. So this is what that could be as well. But the sun is shining. The higher powers are shining down on you and saying, this is all, it's all good, and it's all in flow. We have to make some adaptations here, and we will, over time we will. And I feel like when you have something that is written in your path, which is highly what I feel here, and it's kind of like we want to go a certain way, but the universe is going, if you go this way, you'll get more, better, stronger, like all this stuff that we want, but we don't understand that on a 3D level. We don't understand that because we don't see from the higher realms that other option is, right? We think we're making the right. So this is kind of the struggle here, but I don't feel it's huge. And I feel like the Leo is in a path where they are very accepting of what is going on now. Like they're not in denial or pushing, but they're kind of just irritated because it's like, boy, I had a good flow going here and then everything interrupted. So just be open to what comes into your universe in this way. And, know that you are being expanded emotionally, mentally, physically. And because of this, we may, have to indulge in taking care of the self more often. And as long as we do that, that's really the only hang up they see me, or they give me, that I can see, is that we go too fast, too strong. Like we don't take a rest for ourselves, and we deplete the physical body where we have problems. And yeah, check out the Rumble readings. It'll be a month or so before I get into those. I like to let the energy work its way through. Who knows? Yeah, once you allow that energy in and you rest and relax, I think things will just continue in the good way, and you will see more clearly. You will be able to clear your mind enough to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, maybe, and accept. I feel the Leo being very accepting of this new track that they're rerouted to universally. And the sun is here to say, yes, it's all going to be good. Don't worry about a thing. Other than the self and recharging the self in the proper manner will be good. So, Leo, that is your reading for the spring season. Wow. A lot of energy. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, moving my fists and going, like, there's a lot of energy that you have, and you need to kind of replenish the soul a little bit. Take time to do that. And maybe over Easter season, you can take a break for yourself, not for anybody else. And that can do it, or whatever it is that you see giving you a physical break from life. Okay, take care, Leo. Have fun and be kind, and we will talk to you soon.